Today's webinar is called OKRs for Managers, meaning we are not going to talk about general concepts. I assume that at this point we already know what are OKRs, why we work with OKRs, and the basics. Instead of, I propose you to focus on how to define great objectives, how to define great key results, connect them with actions, and how to make the whole strategy happen. I propose you that I make this presentation, you hear the presentation, and if you have questions, please keep them until the end. We are going to have time for questions and for an open discussion. Let's start. How to define great objectives. I think the most valuable piece of advice I can give you is intuitively think on these two questions. How can I help the company to get closer to its goals? And at the same time, how my department, by supporting the company, gets closer to its own goals. Ventura has a vision, and and the idea is year by year we need to get closer to the vision, and our OKRs quarterly help us to get closer to our vision. So once Ventura comes up with the OKRs, quarterly OKRs or yearly OKRs, we as managers have to start thinking how my department is going to support Ventura, how my department is going to make the strategy happen. But, and there is a but, it has to be alignment, a natural alignment. Otherwise we are not going to have real motivation. Maybe in Purdue we can do a fake alignment, but we need to make it happen in reality. What I mean, for instance, if the company says, I want to focus on recruiting because it's key for long-run success, for getting closer to our vision. But we as sales departments know that in Q3 we should focus on developing innovative products for the next year because the next year's season it's about to come. So how we can align these two in theory different goals? On one hand, the Ventura, the company, the big umbrella, wants to focus on recruiting, and on the other hand, we as department need to focus in innovation. And yeah, maybe there is a path to align. We could say, okay, I know that in order to get innovation, I need to have a structure, an organization. It means I need people who thinks in innovation, who implement innovation. So maybe my goal as sales department is not damaged or is not unaligned with the company, and then we can say, okay, for the next quarter I want to focus on improve my organizational structure to hire and reward great people that thinks and make innovations happen. So let's take a look to another example. So as I said, the company goal must be general enough so most of the departments should get inspired and aligned. We know that it's not possible that 100% of a department or V members are going to be aligned or represented by every goal, but we should try that at least most of the departments, most of the members can be inspired and motivated for the company goal. We have for instance an example here of an objective: make a big step for becoming into the reference for responsible tourism. For instance, as a brand, let's say Viventura, we should say, okay, therefore our clients should realize that we have not only sustainable products, but our general behavior is also responsible. And then, as a group travel specialist goal, I could say for 2018 we got not only the same or better negotiations than 2017, but we made sure that all trips will comply sustainability checklist. If you see, you know that in this quarter we need to negotiate trips, so that's our focus. But then we say, okay, the company wants to get closer to responsibility goal, so when I'm negotiating I could introduce the responsibility component as well. So I'm aligned and I feel that I'm supporting the big goal of the company. Second, how to write great key results. Again, I think intuitively you can make yourself this question: how I'm gonna know if I've completed my goal? Did I arrive to my destination? So you know that a key result needs to be measurable, ambitious, and motivating. So the objective is quite general. It doesn't have numbers, figures, measurements. So the key result needs to tell us, okay, you did it or you didn't. Let's take a look to some examples of key results. Again, the company, do you remember, make a big step for becoming into the reference for responsible tourism. And the key result could be, we got CSR certification, no brand sells a non-responsible product, etc. Those are measurable, concrete, motivating, and yeah, and of course, if we got all of them, we are quite closer to becoming the reference for responsible tourism. The brand, do you remember the brand? Let's say Viventura. Our general behavior is driven by responsible tourism standards, and our clients realize it. So all our trips online make visible we are responsible. No employee feels is treated unfairly due to its contract situation, etc., etc. And the department, do you remember, for 2018 negotiations plus include a checklist for sustainability. Then maybe key result could be like, no trip got higher cost than this year. Remember, that's negotiation 100%. All trips have responsibility checklist signed, and so on. So you see, key results are quite concrete. Key results are going to tell us, okay, we are close to become the reference for responsible tourism. And actions. How to define actions? Actions are milestones. Actions are our plan. How are we going to achieve our key result? How are we going to get closer to our goals? Actions are, as I said, the roadmap. For instance, again, actions are not to-dos. Actions are plans, are projects we need to complete in order to achieve our key result. And you see some examples here. Every manager gets the checklist and has no doubt how to use it. We have data about satisfaction with our contract type. All contracts where situation was unfair are changed. We can, you need to think on this. Even if we do the right actions or we do a lot of actions, maybe our key results are not going to happen. And that could show us, tell us two things. Either we have done the wrong actions, or even that we did the right actions were not enough or something happened, and therefore we have learned something. And yeah, that's another purpose of OKRs as well. OKRs are not a science, a rocket science, are not like maths or physics. OKR is just a tool, it's an approach, it's like paradigm that we follow in order to implement a strategy. So how in Ventura we interpret OKRs? It's important that not every manager needs an OKR. Yeah, OKRs, as I said, are meant for departments. Departments support the company, the brand, to get the goals. So some of the V members are going to get OKRs as leaders, but most of V members are going to get just actions, are going to contribute with actions. We want some V members to become OKR project leaders. I think that's nice, because we can test, we can give the opportunity to become like a CEO of a project, a CEO of an OKR, and then we can see if the people has, if the leader has the talent to become a future manager, or to keep growing the company. Another important thing is that actions may be cancelled or added during the quarter. If you don't get the result desired, react soon enough. Don't wait till the end of the quarter. If you see that you are doing the wrong actions, maybe you had a plan and you see that the plan is not working, you can change it. or you see that some actions are we lack of some action, please add them. um, so again, OKRs is focus and actions are flexible. um, all objectives must have key results, maximum four, because again, focus, and all key results must have actions. Because if we just think on key results but we don't start thinking in advance how are we going to get this key result, I think we have lost part of the process. um, Here you can see, for instance, we have an OKR and we have a leader. The owner is the department and we have a leader. The role of the leader, what's the role of the leader? The role of the leader is to make sure that the right actions are completed on time. If actions are if we lack of actions, to include them, to move forward the project, to talk to all the stakeholders. Again, it's like the CEO of the OKR. Yeah, I think with this I can sum up again. So OKRs means you have to think on objectives. The best thing to define your objectives, find a natural alignment. I know that it's not easy, but you can find a natural alignment, and that is going to result in motivation and actions and success. If you just align, let's say you get a fake alignment, it's not going to work. We have seen this in the past. Key results, measurable, they need to show us if we have hit the goal, how close we are to our goal. Actions are quite important. If you don't plan, if you don't know how are you going to get your key results, most of maybe it's sure that we are not going to get the key result. And leaders for every OKR is quite important. Leaders are key for the success. Yeah, that's it. Now we can open the discussion, and I want to hear your questions.